where do you live in the city now?
I live on the Lower East Side.
I love it.
But I have for years.
We haven't discussed the Lower East Side, so you've lived there a while, so you clearly love it.
You know what? I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just home. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay.
I mean, I love it because it's home, but I mean, it's getting a little gritty.
Now it's getting
A
gritty?
little bit.
Not 20 years
I think
ago?
post-COVID, well, yeah, 20 years ago, I wouldn't have lived there. Well, no, I did. Did I live there 20 years ago?
I would never have been there.
I just remember my
Actually was
sister
there.
lived there, and I lived like on 12th Street and 4th Avenue, and I would go down there to babysit, and I would be like, I don't understand where you live. I don't get it. And she's like, just Avenue A turns into Essex, and then you make a right on Grand. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't get it.
Everything's changed since COVID. Everywhere, even where I am right now, everything feels a little different.
But it's so chic up here.
It's some people think it's rock star and more chic downtown than up here. And I have to say, when I moved up here, I did.
Grass is greener.
I know, grass is always greener. I'm currently doing open houses for my daughter, and we're heading down there for a lot of schools. And I'm like, can I see her heading down here? Nest.
Yeah.
Bard. Also, yeah. So we're figuring out that area.
My niece used to take the subway all the way up to 88 something to school.
So she came up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are married.
I am.
How many years?
17 in February.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yes, it is.
Nice guy, I can attest.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. Is he still doing photography work?
He is. He
Okay.
works a lot with me on our blog because I'm not very good at art. I'm good at art direction. I'm not good at doing it.
Yeah, so you guys have the perfect relationship. I remember when I visited your apartment years ago, you had a photo shoot area set up in your apartment.
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys
Did we
like the
shoot you?
coolest? You did shoot me.
We did.
I was going to get into this later.
Oh, okay.
No, you did. You had a style-based memoir, I Want to Be Her, that turned into a book. Right?
Well, it was a book.
It was a book.
And then it turned into a blog. And now we're on Substack.
That's really cool. So explain what that was.
But wait, I have to just say one thing.
Yeah.
I just remembered I worked at eBay. eBay had a party for me at Freeman's. And I have a picture of us somewhere back to back like this.
I remember that picture. I loved it.
I'm
We
wearing
looked like an 80s.
I'm wearing like thigh.
We'll talk about that in a minute too. We looked like an 80s sitcom.
Yeah.
But it was
Kate and Allie.
It's really funny. I have that somewhere too.
I have to find it. Yeah.
Please find it.
I will.
That style based, that I Want to Be Her, you featured women.
So it started as we featured women that we shot in our apartment in that area that you thought was so cool, but it was kind of in the way. Yeah. And then we would interview them and find things that you could buy that were kind of like what they were wearing.
Right.
Then it turned into just like it just evolved into a much bigger thing. So I post every day now.
I think
it's like a magazine more, like every shop. It's a shopping blog.
I love that. I think we all need that. I think we need more of that. Really fun tidbit to that photo shoot you shot of me. I was 6 months pregnant. I was pregnant when
I have to find the photo.
And I was super puffy. I thought that's just how it was. 3 weeks later, I went to the hospital, almost died. I had
I didn't know that.
preeclampsia and HELP syndrome. Like my organ was failing. Ella was born like 3 months early.
I didn't know that.
Everything's fine. But is that funny? So I look.
No.
No, not funny. But that picture, I've seen it over there. So I'm like, oh, so that's what preeclampsia looks like. So I kept that moment in time.
Right.
Great story. So your kid, he goes to public school or private school?
He goes to public school. It's a great school. They have a G&T program.
Cool.
They learn how to cook.
I like that.
I went on a class trip to Barnes & Noble, and they all got to pick out books, but they had to pick out $60 worth of books, and so they had to do math.
Love,
Also.
love math and books.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I think
and
it's
he
really
loves
cute.
books. He reads like crazy. There's like books stacked up. I know.
Love
Me
that.
too.
You said you had him a little later, so you were living in New York City for a while before kids.
I was married for 9 years.
Yeah. So what are the perks of New York City after kids?
The perks of New York City after kids.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like what do you do in the city with your son that you enjoy?
Well, okay, we go to museums. I took him to that. My husband was out of town. I took him to that awful Museum of Ice Cream.
I've been there.
God, it's terrible. But he thought it was the most magical place in the world, and that's really all.
Isn't that the point?
matters.
Did you eat the ice cream? I ate my way through there.
Well, But they give you like can I swear on this? They
Sure.
give you the shitty ice cream.
Yeah.
In all those rooms, like pineapple ice cream. Like who wants pineapple ice cream? Or like rainbow ice cream. And then you paid like what? Like
I know.
a small fortune to do this. And then at the end, they're like, well, here's the real ice cream, but you have to pay for it. Do you remember that?
You are so right. You literally just summed it up in an adult, nutshell. My kids loved it. They're like, this is great ice cream, but it was gross, yeah.
Until you got to the end and you could get like actual flavors like mint chocolate chip or, God forbid, a vanilla cone.
Yes. They like
and it
the
was
slide.
like $10. I went down the slide.
I went down the slide too. You got to go down the slide.
But that pool of sprinkles was so disgusting because I was like, you're going to get COVID. You're going to get COVID. And he just kept jumping in.
I know. I took pictures, but I was like, don't touch anyone. Don't touch. Yeah. And then sorry, I didn't even have this in my notes.
Did they clean that pool?
But we don't know. There was, and also like the worst part is when you see an adult influencer there by themselves, like going down the slide, like shooting themselves.
Yeah,
we had that. The kids and I enjoyed that immensely.
We didn't have that.
It was me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So you came from, you went to college and you came right back into New York City?
So right after college, I lived with my parents in New Jersey, and my dad and I took the bus in every day together because he worked in the Grace Building and I worked at One Times Square. Was it One Times Square?
4.
No, not Condé Nast.
Okay.
This was Sassy Magazine.
Sassy
my very
Magazine.
first job. I was the receptionist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then I went on to work with the fashion and beauty department. And then I was styling and I did my own shoots. And
that
I
is
did the Kurt and
incredible.
Courtney cover. You know, the famous Kurt and Courtney cover? Yeah.
Did you know you wanted to get into fashion always? Oh, so you knew, like after school, coming home, just doing
always. I even from like the age of 10, I was reading Vogue, Harper's Bazaar. I knew all.
It's in your blood.
I studied the mastheads. Like I knew who everyone was.
People don't know what mastheads are anymore.
It's the table of content. Well, it's like who works on the magazine.
Yeah, it was literally the holy grail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew all that. My mom was in advertising, so I either wanted to be in advertising or in a magazine.
Yeah. So you started at Sassy Magazine. Did you go to Harper's Bazaar after?
So we all got fired because it was mismanaged, and they sold it to Peterson Publishing, which owned Guns and Ammo.
Okay, great.
And I think like
great
Young
partnership. Got it.
That turned into Young and Modern.
Okay.
And yeah, oddly enough, I got a job. I did some music videos and stuff. I styled music videos.
Okay.
Yeah, and oddly enough, I got a job at Harper's Bazaar through someone who knew Anne Marie Iverson, who was like the head of all the copy and writing, and she hired me. I didn't really fit in right away.
Harper's, yeah. I love talking about the magazine portion because I miss it so much. Mm-hmm. You later co-founded Lucky Magazine.
Yes.
Yeah, which is, I don't know how that went away because that was I would say everyone in the US and fashion girls' Bible of like shopping, what to buy, high, low. It just did it all.
I'm trying to do that now with the blog. I mean, it's not as big. I don't have that kind of money behind me.
Yes. Yeah. That was
and
like
we don't
a real
do photo shoots.
That was a real loss, I feel, when that went away.
I mean, droves of women had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I totally agree.
My eyes are burning.
I totally agree. So I wanted to ask you, since like I grieved the loss of magazines, there was a 3 to 4 month lead time when people were making magazines, stylists, editors, curating the most perfect top with the pants and
you would see everything before everybody else, and so you would know, this is what's coming. Now everybody sees everything in real time.
Right, and there were rooms of people like discussing what needs to go with what, and the articles took months to just thoughtful writing, and it was really a masterpiece. Mm-hmm. It was a labor of love mm-hmm. by the most fashionable people, and I would say intelligent
passionate people
and passionate in the industry. And you were seeing this masterpiece every month. Mm-hmm. We don't have that anymore. It's moved to like fast fashion, blogs, influencers,
also
social media.
Like a lot of the stuff you see in American Vogue, you see in British Vogue, like they share stories now.
Do you think we've lost something over the years, losing that kind of time and energy, or no, it's just different?
I just feel like everyone's an expert now. I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess it's pretty democratic. It's not like fashion isn't dictated to you anymore, and you can decide who you want to listen to.
Sure.
So that part is good.
Sure.
I mean, I miss the glamour of it all.
I
and going
do
to the
too.
shows and staying at the fancy hotels.
I do too. I do too. But it seems like you pretty much transitioned from that life into being a creative director. So you were the first ever eBay fashion creative director ever, which literally was perfect for you because it married your fashion expertise with your love of vintage and
I'm obsessed with eBay and Etsy.
Yeah, that's so you. There couldn't have been a more perfect you. And then you were a creative director at Michael Kors. You're now the brand voice ambassador, or what are you at Victoria's Secret and Pink?
I am not at Victoria's Secret anymore, but I was the VP of brand voice. So I had a whole team of writers.
Explain what being a creative director is.
Well, what I normally do as a creative director is oversee the big picture, but here I was siloed just into writing.
Okay.
Which is not necessarily like what I am. I'm not strong at it, but I'm more of a big picture person. Like I would rather be overseeing shoots and things like that.
Right.
Voice and shoots, and you know what I mean. Maybe at a smaller place.
Right. You were also. I did want to ask you about the fashion scene back in the 90s as opposed to today. What was it like back then?
The fashion scene in the 90s was intimidating, but it was glamorous.
Yeah.
You know, I was intimidated by all those like Vogue girls, and even the people at Harper's Bazaar when I first got there, they were all wearing like head-to-toe Prada, head-to-toe Miu Miu. I wore vintage or Daryl K mixed with vintage.
Yeah.
I didn't really fit in.
Which some might say is cooler, but keep going.
But it was really glamorous.
Yeah, I was going to ask, was going out just as important as what you were wearing during the day? And of course it was when you were out at night.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you that when I went to the shows, I was excited about what I was going to see on the runway, but what really excited me was when the European editors came to town and I could see what they were wearing. That's all I cared about.
Right.
Like, what are the French editors wearing? What are the Italian editors wearing? Because it wasn't all over the internet. You couldn't see it. I mean, I remember days, like years ago, like when I was in high school and someone would go to Paris and you'd be like, what are they wearing in Paris?
Yes. Or what did you get?
And it would be something totally different than what we were wearing, and you couldn't see it unless you were there or you read it in like Women's Wear Daily.
Yes.
Because there was no internet.
Yeah.
It was kind of more exciting, like when you couldn't get certain things everywhere. Like I remember Topshop. Remember Topshop in London? That would be the first stop.
Of course.
And it came here.
I know. What is it like now, the fashion scene in New York City?
I don't really follow the fashion scene in New York City anymore. I mean,
interesting.
I know when it's fashion week because everyone is like, look at me, look at me, look at me, and like walking around with crazy outfits on. And it didn't really used to be like that. It wasn't like
for shock value.
No,
it was more of an art.
It was just more chic people.
Yeah.
Walking around. You were like, ooh, you know, like Tawny Goodman or Elisa Santisi.
Yes. You said how they're editors. You said how, you know, fashion is more democratic now. Anyone can kind of share their thoughts. I would say a positive, or would you say a positive, to social media are being able to see who's walking on the street in Paris right now. What are they wearing? Getting a snapshot of more aspects of fashion around the world.
Yeah,
would you say that's
I
a
like
positive?
that. I remember years ago when I was at Sassy, this girl, Daisy Von Firth, who's a total visionary, and she did X-Girl with Kim Gordon. She was our intern, and she said, wouldn't it be cool if there was a magazine that was just street style? And it seemed so revolutionary back then, and it was.
That's funny.
Because everything was so done up.
I know. I think
She came up with that. I'm going to give her the credit.
That's amazing. And I used to plan the fashion shows and seating and all of that went into that. And I laugh to this day. Editors had front rows, and the blogs and the websites were like, oh, okay, fine, they can come.
In the nosebleed.
Right, they can come, but they can stand. Now it's completely changed. I always think about that. Man, how things have changed.
Yeah.
You know, you've been a voice, so being a creative director is a voice and an opinion and a confidence of what you feel and sticking with it. It is, whether you like to admit it or not. How have you been able to be so confident with your voice over the years? I mean, it's been decades. You are still lending your voice and what looks good, what doesn't, and people are responding and people follow you. What do you think? How have you been able to like maintain that?
No idea.
So
I think
it's
it's
who you
just
are.
natural. It's just if you like it, you like it. If you don't, of course, don't follow me. You know, I can't please everybody. So I just know what I like.
You know what you like, and people respond to it. So it's just always been like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's the way for anybody in this business. So
True.
It's getting light and dark.
I know, isn't it? I know, so ominous.
Such a nice room.
Oh, thank you.
I wish the people at home could see it.
Maybe we'll do a walkthrough someday that no one has asked for yet.
Yeah, or we could play a song on the piano.
Do you play?
No.
Oh, okay. I make my kids play. They don't enjoy it.
I think I know like Heart and Soul.
Yes, it's a classic.
Okay.
It's a classic. It's a classic. So women today, if we get into the fashion space, they just, not even in the fashion space, women in general sometimes feel stuck when, their life has changed or their job is no longer, or they're going through changes, or they don't feel so confident anymore. I feel like you've continued to reinvent yourself over the years from where you started, where you are now. Would you have advice to the woman who's like, I feel stuck right now? What do you do?
Well, I think some people feel stuck because they're maybe not confident to just go for it. And I'm like, yeah, people are probably laughing at me when they see me posing in my living room in outfits. They probably are. But who cares? Because there are just as many people not laughing at me. And I have to do what I have to do, for my career.
Yeah.
So you can't really think about like a big celebrity. Someone big, like Jennifer Aniston, who gets like ripped apart every day, whatever. This is like not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can deal with it.
You have a good perspective.
You can deal with anything. Like, I used to be a little embarrassed, and I'm like, who cares?
You have a good perspective because nobody thinks that of you. So it's almost like...
I'm sure somebody does.
Well,
but
I'll
I just
talk to
mean
them.
like, who cares? You know what I mean? Haters gonna hate, as
Yes.
they say.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that. It's almost like literally just take the risk. You're not going to make everyone happy. People are not going to like you for whatever reasons at times, and just do it.
I mean, if you have an idea, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm so glad I did this a long time ago when I left Lucky before eBay. I was like, let's do a blog. And I didn't really pay as much attention to it at the time. We maybe posted like 3 days a week. Now it's like my full-time gig.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Would you say that you're an entrepreneur?
It's so funny you should say that. I said to my husband, I wish I were an entrepreneur. I wish I were more of an entrepreneur. I just said that to him the other night. And he goes, but you are.
I love that he said that.
You created this whole thing.
So I'm here to tell you, you 100% are. And the way you just go for things and you're flexible and you say yes to things, that's literally what an entrepreneur is. And things work, things don't. You keep trucking through. You don't, I mean, I'm sure you're sad at times, but like you just keep moving and plowing through. That is the life of an entrepreneur.
Then I guess I am.
You are one.
That makes me so happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
My hands are
well, you
freezing.
are too. Look what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have that entrepreneurial spirit.
Oh my gosh. Our husbands are too.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I think I want to deal in antique jewelry. That's a whole other thing.
I mean, I'm looking at your jewelry right now and I say yes.
Okay.
I say yes. Yes, do it. I will be your first customer.
I love this. What is this? It's enamel?
It is enamel.
See, I know my stuff.
You are good. It is enamel. That's incredible.
I know
Thank
my
you.
jewelry. That's what
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Is it old?
It is. I got it from
Like
one of.
Boucheron?
I got it from I wish I was that cool. I got it from one of my clients years ago. Thank you. Listen, it sounds so cliche, but New York City is so intense, and it can be mean, and it's can be cutthroat. How have you maintained you over the years going through? Listen, there's amazing people in the industry. There's crazy. I mean, the crazy actually lends itself to the.
Lower East Side is getting crazy. Like I always equate it with walking in a video game where I'm like, okay, do I go here where somebody's screaming, or do I cross the street over? No. And I'm like, weaving out.
Yeah.
But I have to say, wait, what was the question?
Yeah,
how do you navigate New York?
I navigate New York and also in the fashion scene over the years.
So you know what
pick one or
I'm
both.
more confident as I get older, and I really think that is the case. When I was like 30, if you told me my uncle used to say, be an expert, be one of those, and I was like, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Oh my God, no, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
If you don't want to hear what I have to say, then don't.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to be such a people pleaser as I was younger.
Yeah.
I'm a recovering.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is so freeing.
I know.
To say like you might have a problem or you might not be happy with me, but that's okay.
Yes.
If you're like living along the lines of how you want to conduct yourself in life and you could sleep at night, what your feelings are about me don't bother.
matter.
Yeah, they don't matter. That really has to do with you, not me.
I love that. I love it too.
I know. There's such a freedom in that. We're moving to your fashion expertise right now.
Oh, okay. What are we going to talk about?
Well, I wanted to ask you a broad question. Do you think fashion's cyclical? Meaning, like, do you think there are really no new ideas anymore, just updated for the decade?
No, I don't. I think for the average person, it's kind of more cyclical. Like you're like, I didn't used to wear that. I stopped wearing my biker jacket. So I was like, this is so stupid. And now it looks kind of fresh again.
Yeah.
Like that's always going to happen, which is why I never throw anything out, which is why.
How can you?
I need like a storage space. But no, I get shocked and delighted when I see something new. Like sometimes, or you see something in a different way.
Right.
Like you see something that you used to think was nerdy, let's say.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, it's cool now.
Yeah.
That excites me. I love that kind of thing. Like we were talking about the Prada shoes in the 90s, how they there was that one shoe and it was like this big deal and there was a waiting list. And it was because it was like, oh, everyone was trying to look cool, but this is kind of nerdy, but then it's nerdy cool. And it was like, I remember the skirts just to the knee.
Yes.
But they were so cool.
Yeah.
But they weren't before.
Yeah.
So it's just like the way your eye is.
I like that.
See things.
Yeah.
And the way designers show it or people on the street.
Style it.
My favorite thing, is seeing people on the street that I'm like, oh my God. Which is why I don't think I could live anywhere else.
What area in New York City inspires you?
My favorite thing is to sit at Little Canal, which is a little bar. Well, it's a coffee shop during the day, and then at night it becomes a bar.
Love.
We sit there and look out the window, and I see the coolest, cutest people walking by constantly.
That's
And I
cool.
really want to start doing, like in Dime Square. Yeah. It's very young, but I really want to start doing real street style.
You should. I mean, you have your
That's
husband.
the other thing. I'm like embarrassed to ask people, and they're like, "Who cares?" I would be flattered if somebody stopped me. No one's going to be rude, and if they're rude, bye.
Right, exactly. I was talking to my daughter about this. You are a vintage queen. She literally today, she was like, I'd love her to take me shopping. I was like, you'd be so lucky.
What am I wearing that's vintage?
You literally.
This shirt.
See?
It's a men's Yohji Yamamoto. Old Hermes belt. These are Zara. I love to mix Zara.
Yes. Love Zara.
Vintage watch.
So people hear vintage and they're like, I don't know I don't know what's happening. First of all, what are your favorite vintage places to go to in the city?
Okay, so I think my days of like sifting through the Salvation Army that I like the kind of thing I used to do when I was younger maybe are over.
Okay.
I like a more curated experience now.
Yes.
So I love Edith Machinist. She's one of my best friends. She has a store, and she won't tell you this, but big designer shop there for inspiration. I've seen it myself. I saw Kaya Gerber in there buying a trench coat.
Where is this place?
It is on Rivington. It's next to Economy Candy.
Okay.
Everyone knows Economy Candy, right?
I do.
Okay.
So the fact that I know that, times have really changed, and I don't know this. Okay.
So it's
awesome.
It's Rivington
between
Stanton. I'm sorry. What am I saying? It's not between Stanton.
We'll figure it out.
Next one. It's Rivington between Ludlow and Essex.
Okay.
And you go down the stairs, and it's a treasure trove, and she's so cute and fun, and the prices are insane. What was the last cool thing I got there? Oh, these amazing little brogues that are old. She gave them to me for my birthday, but they're old Nine West, when Nine West was good.
Yeah.
But she has everything.
That's amazing.
And then Pilgrim,
Okay.
which is, just go to the Lower East Side, because then you go to Pilgrim, which is on Orchard, right off of Grand.
Okay.
And they have tons of beautiful, it's so beautifully curated.
Okay.
The owners, Richard and Brian, Richard was a big stylist.
Amazing.
He shot
This is why you're here right now.
Cindy
You're giving
Crawford.
Yes.
And, he was
yes.
big.
Yeah.
And such a nice guy. And they have a lot of Japanese, they have a lot of Comme des Garçons, a lot of Yohji, a lot of just random cool. It's such a good store. Yes. Beautiful jewelry, amazing bags, Balenciaga bags, but not at insane prices.
Okay.
And then, so Edith Machinist, Pilgrim. Oh, Ending Soon, right by my house.
Okay.
It's on Broome Street. Another.
That's why you don't leave the Lower East Side.
Amazingly curated spot. I can't go in there anymore because I always end up with something.
Yeah.
The owners are really cool too. They just came back from Japan. There's a lot of Japanese stuff going on right now, like Old Comb and So Ending Soon is on Broome. Edie's on Rivington. Pilgrim is on Orchard. Right next to Pilgrim is Lara Kaleji, which is kind of younger and like very Y2K.
Okay.
But still great.
Okay.
I got a Saint Laurent jacket there once. That's insane.
Wow.
For under $300.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, it's great down there.
Yes.
And then there's a new shop that I like to support. It is owned by 2 Ukrainian models. Sasha and Helga.
Okay.
I mean, they're stunning. You walk in and they're like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
And it's called Kata, and it's on Hester, right off of Allen.
Oh my gosh.
And you go up the stairs, and it's like a boudoir. It's amazing.
I cannot wait to check all
Let's
these
go
out.
together.
I would love that.
I will take you to all those places.
Oh, please do. I may have to bring my daughter, and she'll think you're the coolest person.
Please.
For the person who has no idea how to do this, this is not their forte. Can you give small tips on how to shop vintage? You walk into a shop, you're overwhelmed. Like, what should they be looking for?
I forgot to mention Dana Foley. Do you remember Foley and Karina?
Of course.
So Dana Foley's designing now, and she has amazing vintage too, but she has amazing new stuff. So you can do both. We should take your daughter there.
Okay, let's go. We're going.
Okay.
We'll take you out to lunch. So what advice would you give for the person that doesn't shop vintage, walks into a store? What should they be looking for?
Well, if you go to a store that's already curated, that's half the battle.
Sure.
Because
yeah.
if you're not secure about it and you go into like a dirty store, you're like, is it?
Yeah,
Unless you see like a designer thing. Like if you see a Ralph Lauren men's shirt, grab it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or call me and I'll take you and I'll show you what's cool. But
yes. Anyone can call you?
Sure. Fine. But like, I know what I like. So I like, I just saw this and I was like, it's mine.
Love.
It's like thin.
Love.
I already ripped it. I have a great tailor too on the Lower East Side.
You're never leaving the Lower East Side.
I think like if just go with your gut, maybe talk to the owner or the person who's working there and just be like, I'm looking for something that's not exactly, whatever it is, like,
okay.
I want to get out of my rut, or
okay.
I think fit is super important. Like, don't buy something just because it's cool and it's a designer if the shoulders are out to here, unless you have an amazing tailor.
Right.
Make sure it fits.
Right.
Make sure the quality of the fabric is good.
Should you go classic? Like find a blazer, find a button-down shirt?
Maybe the first, classics like cashmere sweaters, blazers, trousers.
Yes.
But like a place like Pilgrim or Ending Soon, like Edie has a lot of great classics. They have stuff with a little more edge, but maybe you could use that in your life, like a Yohji Yamamoto peacoat.
Yes. This is such a cliche question. What fashion rules do you love to break?
I don't really.
I knew you were going to say this. You wear what you want and what you like.
I tuck sweaters in. I don't know if that's a rule or not.
Okay.
I love navy with black.
Yeah.
Which everyone's like, don't mix navy and black.
You're right.
And I don't mind
back
mixing
in the day.
blacks.
Yeah.
Like if one's faded, one's
sure,
not.
Sure. Just loosen up a little is what you're saying.
Loosen up a little. Look in the mirror. If you feel good, you're fine. Like, I don't know. Give me a rule. Oh, no white after Labor Day is so stupid.
Enough is enough.
I love a big like straw bag in the winter. My friend Anne.
Okay, that is
my friend Anne. She models now again.
I don't know.
She did Martin. She was a designer. Anyway,
that's straw bag
from high school.
Okay,
and she was in The Cool Factor, my book, The Cool Factor.
Okay.
Anyway, she always carries a big straw bag, which is so Jane Birkin. She's not pretentious, but it carries all her stuff.
Yeah.
With like a parka.
Oh,
I love stuff like that because then you're like.
Honestly, it really is about confidence. Although I will ask you, and it sounds like I'm trying to trick you. Do you think there are any? Yeah. Do you think that there are any trends that just women who are not in their 20s anymore should just not go near?
Crop tops, super tight, like jegging things. I mean, I really want a pair of leather pants, and but they have to be classic 5-pocket, no stretch. When they stretch.
I'm loving that you said no, because I really thought you were going to be like, you do you.
No.
If you feel good.
There are certain things, and if you feel good in it and you love it, then I'm not going to judge you. But if you're asking me.
I agree.
When I see a grown woman, even if her abs are like rock hard, wearing a crop top, it looks desperate to me.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think about the lower? Like there's like this much show. What if
That doesn't.
I'm like
it's not like you're like trying. It's not like.
No. I had a clear moment, I think I was around 30, 29 even, and just for a hot second, the socks over the knees came back.
Yeah.
And I tried it on.
That's cute.
Oh, I looked there was a moment, maybe I was 30 and I was like this. All right, just because it's there doesn't mean I should be embracing. And that was like the beginning of saying.
Because when you look in the mirror, like, do I look like?
It felt wrong.
Yeah.
So thank you for saying no.
Yeah.
I know.
Or like, do you have any, I'm trying to think. I mean, okay, one time I saw a woman and she was much older and she had like bootcut jeans and a jacket that had patches all over that said like Route 66. No
already
turns.
see it.
Right.
Yes,
and
already know.
So my husband and I coined it as feeling Route 66. Like, I'm like, is this too Route 66?
Oh, I love that.
Meaning
I know
inappropriate.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if that woman was happy, that being said, if that woman was happy and felt cool, and
you're
her
not
husband thought she
snickering.
looked
You're
great,
like, you go.
I just was like, wow.
I put your stylist hat on right now. I asked you, and I'm with you, and I support you, and I'm bringing Route 66 into this house after you leave today. Yeah. I love it.
But if she's happy and like she loves her life,
that's all that matters.
To wear?
Right. I totally agree.
I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Splurge items. Everyone is different. What do you like to splurge on, and what do you like for fast fashion?
Okay, I am kind of a slob. Like, I already ripped this shirt twice.
And you'll probably make the rips look good.
Well, no, I had it repaired.
Oh, okay.
But I will wear vintage jeans. A lot of my jeans are vintage. Or Zara. These are Zara.
Yep.
Zara jeans fit me well.
Yep.
I don't really like to skimp on jewelry. I only wear real jewelry now that I'm older.
Okay, yes.
And bags and shoes, accessories. I'll wear head to toe Zara. My coat that I wore here is Mango.
Didn't you love Mango even more when no one heard about it?
Yeah.
I know.
I went in Barcelona when I was with Victoria's Secret. We went for a shoot and we went to Mango and Massimo Dutti, which was amazing there. But like, I have a Mango coat, Zara pants, and then an old Hermes bag.
Yeah. Everyone has. An
affordable one, not a Birkin.
Yeah, I try to keep the big splurges classic that I know that will last.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like, I would never.
That's what I would
never splurge on a trendy item.
I also don't like to choose when I'm splurging on something. I like to go classic: black, brown, blue.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you're going to have it forever. Like
right.
a black cashmere sweater. You're not going to get the hot pink cashmere sweater. You can get that at Zara or
right.
And then you get sick of it.
And with my daughter, maybe she'll want something I can pass. I always tell my husband, I'm like, listen, these are important. They're going to last for years, and we'll give them to Ella.
That's good. I like that.
Thank you. It's what I do. It's holiday season.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Ooh.
What's your last splurge?
My last splurge was a Celine bag. I love Celine.
And you're going to wear it, carry it, whatever. I don't know.
I'm a big fan. It's one of my favorite. It's understated. I don't like labels.
Yeah.
I like it. I like a classic, clean look. And it's French.
And you're going to have it forever.
And I'm going to have it forever. Ella, my daughter asked to wear it. I was like, no. I mean, when you're older, you can wear it. That's why we got it.
See, I say wear too. And some people say, no, you're carrying it. But like, you're wearing it.
You're wearing it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's holiday season. Women are stressed out. Give us an easy way to get through all these holiday parties.
Like outfit-wise?
Outfits or piece
I'm not a party thrower. So like, no. Like making a
souffle?
Yeah.
I did not have you here to ask you about your souffle. Okay. Don't worry. Okay, I'm asking you, what should they wear? How could they wear things over?
Okay, don't dress like you wouldn't normally dress. Like, I'm not someone who really wears dresses much, although I just got a great one at Modern Citizen.
Ooh.
And I'm going to show how to style it 3 ways. We did it. It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's $198.
Love.
You need it, actually.
Okay, I'm going to get it.
I'm going to show it to you.
Okay.
But I'm usually a pants person.
Yeah.
So I don't try to be someone I'm not when I'm dressed up. So I realize this later in life, like, who cares if everyone's wearing a gown? I don't do that. I'm
cool.
confident. Like, would Tawny Goodman do that? Like, what would
she would not.
Elisa Santisi do? So I just wear like a black satin pant, a heel, and a button down, but a nice one, and maybe some nice jewelry and a nice evening bag.
Evening bag, yeah. Did I ask you this?
Like a tuxedo kind of sitch.
Yes, I see you in that. When you're saying that, I'm like, she's a tuxedo girl.
Yeah.
And you would make it look so amazing. Who influences you fashion-wise? New York City. Let's keep it New York City focused.
Strangers.
Over the years.
I think
love
the
that.
most, like, who I want to emulate all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a ringing in my ear. Someone's talking about me.
Yes, that's what I mean, honestly.
Is Elisa Santisi, who is a legendary stylist who's so fucking cool. Mm-hmm. And a photographer on set recently said to me, "Oh my God, you remind me of Elisa Santisi," and I was like, I could die right now.
You could literally, and I
couldn't believe it. I mean, I'm not as cool as Elisa Santisi.
Yeah, you are. I'm going to blow you up for a second. I think I sent this to you like a year ago. Someone was a style influencer in New York City was speaking about you. Yeah.
Ooh.
Lauren Santo Domingo?
Oh, I know, but she pronounced my last name Linett, right? She said Andrea Linett. Somebody told me about it, and I was like, well,
she did.
Because she was a model for Sassy. She was Lauren Davis.
Yeah, so you influence people throughout the years, too. Someone will be sitting here someday and being like, Andrea Linett. It's Linett, folks.
Andrea Linett.
It's Linett. Have different phases of your life, have you had a trouble ever dressing during different phases of your life? I have. That's why I'm asking this question. The one, pre-pregnancy. No, you're going to say no. Pre-pregnancy, post-pregnancy, changes.
Okay, I
getting
had
older.
trouble getting dressed for certain jobs or certain situations where I'm questioning, is this appropriate? That's really it. In my everyday life, I just wear what I want.
Everyone be like Andrea.
Sometimes I get in ruts.
Yeah.
In the in the middle of the winter, I'm like, I hate everything.
I hate everything in the winter. I don't like winter dressing. I feel like everything's too bulky. I feel uninspired.
Fall is the best.
I love fall.
Look at you in your cute tweed jacket.
Zara. Listen, let me tell you.
I know.
Let me tell you.
We need to have a shopping day.
Please, let's go
with Ella.
Let's go downtown.
One
Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. What pieces should every woman? I'm going to be specific. 30s and on. What should they have in their closet? They're asking you for advice. What should I own? 5 pieces, 3 pieces, whatever.
A really good button down that you feel good in. Okay. And I love Uniqlo men's. I just wear the small.
I never shop. I would never think to do that. So you just taught me something.
Oh my God, they get so soft.
I love that.
Like you're wearing your husband's shirt.
That's a great tip. Okay.
Yeah, and they're $30.
I love that. Yeah.
A really good coat, a really good puffer. Should I not include outerwear?
Anything. I don't care.
Blazer.
Yeah.
But you
Cropped,
could have like a rock and roll, but if you're more of a rock and roll girl, get a blazer that's a little more rock and roll.
Okay.
But it no matter what, a blazer makes you look dressed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even if you're like a rock star.
What do you think of the crop blazer look?
I just got at Dana Foley a leather. She had a leather jacket that she cropped. It kind of looks like a little waiter jacket.
Cute.
With gold buttons.
Love.
And it's amazing.
She bought it or she
redoes stuff. So she
really
saw it
cool.
and she's like, this would be better cropped. And I bought it. It fits me perfectly.
You said something before and it's true. It really is about the fit.
Yes.
Whether you have money to buy things with or you don't.
Yeah.
Do you know how many things I've bought in stores like Zara that you wouldn't think that a dress, a holiday dress, I spent $50 on it, and people are like, "Where did you get it?"
And it drapes, right?
You really have to know how your body fits,
Yes.
and then work with what you got. I don't care what size you are; that means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Work with
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all
and
about
what's
how
flattering. Don't wear things because they're trendy if they don't flatter you.
Right.
Like I can't wear a straight tube skirt. So if a straight tube skirt is what everyone's wearing, it's not going to look good on me. I'm not wearing it.
Right. And I have more of like a hourglass, so I have to. Oh,
I do. I'm small, but I.
You have a little, so you have to be. You have to figure that out. How you
like
want.
We're not straight up and down.
No, we're not, which is great.
Of course,
that's how God made us. Also, it was funny when I was pregnant. I used to wear a lot of like pieces that came down here that cut the width. You know what I mean? Like not jacket, maybe a cardigans or long jackets that kind of like came down here, so it looked more straight than as I was getting more and more wide. Just the illusion of, anyway, how you work with what you got.
I mean, I did a lot of overalls and stuff like that.
Did you like being pregnant?
I loved it.
You did? You don't hear that very often.
I really loved it.
You did. What did you love about it?
I was running around the city. I was wearing platform number 6 clogs like a moron.
Not surprised.
I felt, as you know, couple weeks ago, it really smashed my chin and my ribs and everything. Like Gino said, Mommy, can you imagine if you did that when I was inside you? And I was like, no.
Aww. Yeah, you did have a fall a couple weeks ago. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah, you look amazing.
I'm fine. It was bad, but I'm okay now. Thank
You're
you.
amazing.
I'm just saying, like, I just ran around like a Looney Tune.
Yeah,
I
and
had
it
a
was
lot of
okay.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say the same, so I'm really happy you had that experience.
Yeah.
We are ending with some rapid fire.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Oh, I like this. Yes, I like it. I like it. Get ready. Subway or bus?
Feet.
Yeah, you like to walk.
I walked, well, I took a cab up here from my dentist, but I walked all the way to the dentist.
Impressive.
From the Lower East Side to Midtown, which is why I'm wearing sneakers.
Good for you. Good for you. Favorite place for coffee in the city?
Grumpy or Cafe Vita. Grumpy is on Essex Street. Cafe Vita is on Ludlow. Or if I'm in another neighborhood, I try to find a Cologne. How do you say it? Cologne? Cologne?
Yes.
Cafe Cologne.
Yes. What keeps you up at night?
Right now, what's going on
politically?
Yeah.
Yeah. Politically.
Yeah.
And
That's
internationally? Yeah.
When I was at work, sometimes work would keep me up at night, but not right now.
Yeah. I understand.
Yes, and internationally, yes.
Yes. Yes. Favorite New York City activity with kids? Not the Museum of Ice Cream.
Just other museums, I guess, or just going to the park.
Yeah,
Or, my favorite thing in the summer is we have, I love Mr. Softy. And we have our Mr. Softy guy who's at the corner of Howard and Broadway every Saturday and Sunday. So I would be like, Gino, let's go to Mr. Softy. And he doesn't like to walk, which I'm like, then you're not a city kid. But I have to cajole him to go.
I love how in New York City we all have guys. We all have people. You've taken to the next level that I'm obsessed with. You've got a Mr. Softy guy.
Yeah, he tells me I'll be back in March, and I have the Mr. Softy app. And one time, Gino and I really wanted a Mr. Softy, and we were uptown, and I was like, Union Square. Remember, our Mr. Softy guy told us he's in Union Square Monday through Friday, and he was like, all right. It was so hot out.
Not on my rapid fire, but what do you get? Now everyone needs to know.
What do you think? The twist?
Swirl. Yeah, with.
I think if you get one flavor, I don't know who you are. You have to get a twist.
The twist. Do you get sprinkles?
With chocolate sprinkles.
I do rainbow.
But if you close your eyes, they taste the same.
They do. It's just they look prettier. What's your go-to shopping spot in the city right now? You've named a lot of vintage. Could it be that? Okay, those. We did it. Yeah, they're incredible.
And Trader Joe's.
And Trader Joe's. Yeah, someone said FedEx. You can say anything you want here. Date night spot in the city.
Little Canal First and Back Row. We live at Back Row. It's on Division Street.
My husband and I went with you and your husband a million years ago.
Back Row?
I don't remember where it was. I have a
Lower East
picture
Side?
of us. Yeah, I'll have to find that picture.
It's just easy and delicious.
Yeah,
I go there all the time.
yeah. What's your most challenging part of the day?
I don't know.
Everything's amazing. Great.
What's yours?
Probably nighttime. Getting everything
bedtime.
back in order,
Yeah.
homework,
Bedtime, shower time, all that.
Yeah. Trying to find time for you and not feeling bad.
Or figuring out what to have for dinner.
Oh my gosh, yes. Why do we have to figure it out? Okay. Well, I know the lighting is so dramatic today. I love it. I was going to say your best celeb spotting or run-in, but I'm going to switch this for you. Do you have a fun celeb styling story? You've worked with a ton of people that people have heard of. Anyone stand out to you? You're like, no.
You know who I loved?
Yeah.
Well, I loved Chloe Sevigny was our intern at Sassy, and so she was
so
fun to
cool.
style.
That's so cool.
You know who I really loved working with was Gwen Stefani.
Oh, that's
because
a good one.
Because a lot of celebrities are nice. You know this. They show up and they're nice. I'm so nice, but they're not. You feel the hostility underneath.
Yeah.
She's a super normal person. She really is a nice person.
Yeah.
I loved her.
Yeah.
I love Carrie Russell.
Oh.
Carrie Russell, and I was like, the guy I'm dating was Mike. Is in the next room, and she goes, you know what? You want to borrow my baby? Because he'll think like, oh, I want to marry her. And then the next time I saw Carrie, I was like, look where he is.
You're like, thank you so much.
Yeah, she's great.
The Diplomat, right? That's on.
The Americans? Is that what it's called?
Is it The Americans?
And she's with the co-star.
Yes, that's right. and Felicity,
so
obviously.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's cool.
And Amanda Pete. Where is Amanda Pete?
I don't know,
Rashida,
but I loved her.
Rashida Jones.
Rashida Jones.
They're all great.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you about the bad ones.
I have to say,
paid content.
I know. Yeah. Subscribe.
Yeah.
I have to say, I can count on my hands how truly wonderful and authentic some were. I know it stinks.
But
It's
then
a very
you really
tainted
appreciate
world.
the ones who are.
You really do.
But it's kind of weird. You don't appreciate like just a regular Joe being nice. They should be nice. Especially if you're a celebrity and you have all this privilege, be nice.
Yes, just be nice. Just smile and be kind.
When the camera goes off, I'm going to tell you a couple bad.
Okay, I'm going to turn it off right now. Favorite book or show?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to talk about my favorite show. Okay, we just watched Disclaimer.
So did I.
Crazy, right? Crazy twist.
Loved it all. I loved it the whole way, but the ending.
It really messed with you because you were like, she's awful. And then
the whole time.
What else did we watch?
So
good.
Bad Monkey.
Cast. Yeah, Bad Monkey, which was so bad in the beginning, but then we got addicted to it and it was pretty great.
Okay.
Vince Vaughn. And then, but it was like not, it wasn't brilliant or anything. Oh my gosh, what's the other one we love? Slow Horses.
I didn't see that. Okay.
Oh, it's so good.
I was going to joke and say Emily in Paris. I was going to.
Oh God.
I know.
But Mike always is like, let's just watch it. It's so crappy. I loved Killing Eve.
Didn't see it. Okay. I know. Okay. I'm on it. Okay. Yes, I do like to watch things to laugh at and to
like
have it in the back.
Or something
yes.
like that. Okay.
Yes, of course.
What's your favorite show?
Oh wow! Disclaimer was amazing. I'm going to stay there because I can't think of any right now. I'm really into, there's been some dark ones that I've seen, some series with Nicole Kidman. There's been some good ones.
Yeah, we're the perfect couple. Which
it was entertaining.
But it's entertaining. I loved White Lotus.
Yes, me too.
That was brilliant.
I did watch the Menendez.
We just watched the documentary.
I watched the actual, it was pretty dark.
Yeah.
People were like, I couldn't watch it, it was so dark. I'm like, I finished it. What does that say about me?
You know the story.
I know, right, so you don't want to relive it. And then I joke about Emily in Paris, because half the time when you're in fashion, you don't really want to relive it. And then when it's so bad.
It's really not fashion,
It's not fashion. It's not.
Wait, like Ugly Betty or one of those shows.
But
wait, what's the, what is the one, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, the disappearance of Sherry Rapini or whatever.
Didn't see it, not yet.
Oh my God, that was nuts.
Okay.
Documentary.
I love
oh my God,
that.
Please.
Okay, I'm on it. And
crazy.
My last go-to self-care routine.
Oh my gosh.
It could be anything. It could be a walk.
I love getting pedicures.
Pedicures.
I love walking. I do yoga every morning.
At home?
For 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, because I don't have time to go to a class. I don't want to go to a class.
I don't either.
I recommend Boho Beautiful. I love her. Okay. I just go on YouTube. I have my playlist.
Yes.
And when I fell, I couldn't do it for like 2 weeks. Now I'm doing it again. What else is my routine? What else do I do?
So you work out at home?
Yeah, I don't like a gym.
I don't either. And the time it wastes.
You have the room here. Do it. Do Boho Beautiful.
Okay, I'll try it.
A good mat. You need a good.
You know what I do that works.
Left on Friday onesie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I wear.
Do you really? That's where. So the person I work out to is always wearing a
left on Friday.
A onesie. Right. I love working out at home. I didn't like it, but I was kind of forced into it because of timing, and it was just so hard to get out. And then I never stopped. I like looking like however I want to look and just getting it done. Right? Yeah. Thank you so much. This was fun.
Oh my God, thank you.
We have a
lot. It was
lot.
worth coming all the way uptown.
All the way uptown.
Is my nose bleeding?
Your nose isn't bleeding. And it's funny you're doing this because I used to make fun of people because I could never go past 23rd Street. Now I'm that person and you're making fun of me. Wow, that's really humbling.
But it's so nice up here.
Thank you. I mean, we're not in Maine.
No, you're on the Isle of Manhattan.
We are still in Manhattan.
Right.
You're the best. We have a lot of work. I have a lot of shows to watch and we have a lot of shopping to do. So let's go. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're the best.
That was really fun.
You're the best.